We, the jury, finds as follows. The defendant is not guilty.
Not guilty in all charges. Curtis Reeves acquitted of the murder of Chad Oulson after shooting him inside a Wesley Chapel movie theater. It happened during an argument in 2014. And after the 2-week-long trial, the jury reached the verdict in less than 4 hours. This is Nightside. I am Carolina Lead. 10 Tampa Bay Shannon Clough is in Dade City, where the verdict was read about 90 minutes ago. Now, Shannon, there are 2 families wrapped up in this case, both going home with very different emotions tonight.
Well, Carolina, I was here outside the courtroom as both of them walked out. I can tell you when the Oulsons walked out, you could just visibly see they were upset. So upset they told me they did not want to talk tonight. And that same emotion from the Oulson family could be felt inside of the courtroom as they were crying. A very different story for Curtis Reeves inside of the courtroom. He was almost emotionless in there. And I had the chance to speak with him tonight. And I asked him, when you heard those words, not guilty, what went through your mind? He tells me tonight he's still processing it. Hard to ignore the Oulsons walking out, visibly upset. Anything you would say to them?
It was a sad day for everybody on both sides. It never should have happened. I never wanted it to happen. I never planned for it. I never even in my wildest dreams ever thought anything like this would ever happen. And it, like I say, I feel as touching for them as I do for my own family.
And Reeves telling me tonight what a long process it was to get here. Tonight, it was 6 jurors who determined that he is not guilty. There were 4 alternates ready to step in just in case they were needed. Tonight, I exclusively spoke to one of those alternates who thought this trial would have ended differently.
Please remember my instructions during the recess. Don't do any independent research. Don't discuss the facts of the case amongst yourselves or with anyone.
For the last 2 weeks, jurors have listened to both sides. The prosecution accusing Curtis Reeves of acting out of anger for shooting and killing Chad Oulson.
He was explosive and he was mad about the popcorn. That's what this case is.
The defense saying Curtis Reeves acted in self-defense. The 2 were arguing about Oulson texting, leading to Oulson throwing popcorn at Reeves, then Reeves pulling out his gun and shooting Oulson.
It was he that was experiencing the attack.
During the trial, jury members heard from a number of witnesses, including Oulson's wife.
I see his eyes were just glazed over, and I knew at that moment. But I tell him, Chad, and Lexi need you. Please hang in there. We need you.
Curtis Reeves also took the stand.
I shot Mr. Oulson because I thought he was going to seriously injure me or potentially kill me.
The jury taking it all in, using the evidence to decide if Curtis Reeves acted in self-defense when he shot Oulson in the Wesley Chapel movie theater in 2014.
It's a painful process as far as being chosen.
One Gustavo Ferrin was able to learn from, serving as an alternate juror. He was ready to fill in for a juror if needed, but tonight he was let go before the jury started deliberating.
Unfortunately, it does pain me to say, but yeah, I mean, he's at fault.
Ferrin believes Curtis Reeves should have known better.
You're not above the law, even if you're the law.
As a retired police captain, Ferrin believes Reeves' actions weren't justified.
Did he try to de-escalate? Did he try to do something? The evidence wasn't just there to show that.
But ultimately, it was the jurors who made the decision that disagreed, determining that Curtis Reeves, 8 years later, is a free man.
There are so many layers to this case. This verdict was 8 years in the making. So let's take a quick look back at how we got here. Chad Oulson died in the shooting at the Wesley Chapel movie theater on January 13th, 2014. 6 months later, Curtis Reeves was released from jail and put on house arrest. His original trial was scheduled for March of 2015, but his attorneys opted to file a motion for self-defense under Florida's Stand Your Ground law. Fast forward 2 years, he had a Stand Your Ground hearing where a judge denied his immunity. Then a year later, his appeal was denied. Ultimately, a Florida Supreme Court decision in 2019 allowed Reeves to stand trial in the shooting. Jury selection in mid-February concluded with 6 jurors and 4 alternates chosen to hear the case. And that brings us to tonight's acquittal. You can watch the entire verdict and reaction on our 10 Tampa Bay YouTube page.